Greetings and welcome back to Satisfactory. Alright, in our last episode we unlocked tiers 5 and 6 by fulfilling the requirements over here. And you know what I never did? I know that there's no tier implemented yet, but I didn't look to see if there's anything here about what we need to do get next. Okay, unavailable. Alright, so there's nothing else right now. When they implement it, then we will have tiers 7 and 8. But at the moment we do not. Okay, so that's fine. It is early in the process, but so I have been doing what I can do in the meantime. All right, so let's go over here. Oh, and one thing, I found 3 pods, which reminds me. And 3 hard drives, of course. Some of them are really head-scratchingly difficult to actually get. And like the one we did with, 12 screws? Kind of weird. All right, this was the last one. All right, alternative blueprint. This one doesn't make any sense to me. I've seen this one before because it's the concrete, it's the pipes instead of the beams. So you're just substituting one thing for another. It doesn't really seem to be something useful. That one doesn't really seem very useful either. I mean, the modular frames are the reinforced iron plates and iron bars. Steel pipes would actually be harder, so that doesn't make any sense. Okay, quick wire. I guess maybe, I don't know if I should go with that one. I guess it lets me dilute it, but how much quick wire do I need? You know what? I'm going to let this sit here until I have to, can I exit? Okay, I have to pick this. I guess I'll take this one. I mean, the other ones just don't make any sense to me. Not that that one does. All right, it's looking for another hard drive and eventually another supercomputer. I have to get the supercomputers. I'm guessing that's going to unlock some reason to have a supercomputer because at the moment I don't see one. All right, what else have we got here? Okay, so now those 2 alternatives are there. I'd have to research them. That one, I could do that one right now if I wanted to, but I'm going to hold off on that. All right, let's talk about tiers 5. All right, I did oil processing. Right? So I have access to the oil pump, oil refinery, plastic, fuel, rubber, circuit boards, and I can scan for crude, right? I also did industrial manufacturing, mostly because I wanted the truck. Yeah, there's a problem with that. I can also make computers and the manufacturer, right? And you can see I also have an alternative circuit board recipe. Requires rubber. And another one there for the circuit board. It uses Caterium, I guess. All right. So here's the thing. Let's scan for crude oil. All right. So it's right down here now. So let's see what this has got. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da, 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 da. It's still going. Da, 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 da. Boom. Okay, that one is 2,400 meters. Those are 23 and 2,200 meters. All right, what you're not seeing is that there's another one off in that direction, right? What it is, it's where the big coal burner I have at the top of the hill that comes down with the ramp, it's off that way. Now let's talk about these locations. Now, the one that's off that location, I've done a lot of traveling, by the way. It goes along like a kind of a cliff that you could drive along. The problem is it's blocked by big boulders. By the way, the boulders are the game's way of saying, we don't want you doing this yet. Now, you can actually get around the boulders. Basically, what you'd have to do is cover up in a very huge canyon in order to get across. You could do that, though. All right, the ones that were off in this direction. You come to a big mountain, and you have to go through a dark cave that is filled with spiders. Now, you can drive through it, which is the only way I did it. On the other side, as you start approaching it, you're going to find lots of pockets of poisonous gas. In other words, it's very misty, and then all of a sudden you'll find yourself dying in gas. So you can't really see it too well. That was annoying. the gigantic spider makes that I'm not going anywhere near that again. By gigantic, he's about half again the size of the tractor. So yeah, that was a lot of screaming and crying and like me going, nope, 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 nope. Now, ironically, the one you see marked at the top there, oil, that is the one that I first went to and I said, oh no. And then I saw those and I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so we have to get oil going, right? Now, I did do prep work, so it's going to be a lot easier to get there than normal. Let's talk for a moment about what I wanted a lot. I wanted the big truck, but as you'll notice, it's kind of expensive. Some of the items there are a bit on the, yeah, that's a bit of a problem there. I need 5 computers and I need 50 rubber, right? Okay, so those are the big ones, obviously. Now, let's go all the way down and take a look at oil products. All right, where is the rubber? Rubber is, each one is going to require 4 crude oil, right? Now, if you go down to computer is going to require 5 circuit boards and 18 plastic, right? Circuit board is copper, no problem, but it's also another 6 plastic. So 18, 6, we need 24 plastic for each computer, right? So plastic is 4 crude. So we need a lot of oil. We need a lot of oil. I can't even make the truck until then. So I moved the tractor over here. All right, and I've actually got it loaded with some stuff too. All right, so this is it. This is where, in case you want an easy way how to get to it, this is where I was set up right here. Really nice area, good stuff. I haven't even started tapping into this over here. Considering what I'm thinking about in terms of concrete, that might be something we're going to be doing. I want to make a quick pit stop up here to give you an idea what I have in mind before we make our full trip. All right. I'm looking at this as a big possibility here. All right, I'm going here. This is obviously just temporary type stuff. All right. I'm thinking of just covering this whole area here with concrete, right? And making this my my oil processing. That's what I'm thinking in terms of. All oil processing would be taking place around here. So there'll be a lot of stuff going on, and I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to get stuff up here and other stuff down. So there's going to be a lot of conveyor belts, and I'm going to have to start thinking 3-dimensionally, right? Okay, so how do you get to the oil? All right. Now, the easiest way, there is kind of an easy-ish type of way. They basically kind of provided a road. So I am going to use the road. I think that's iron there. That might be useful to me. But I have to be careful because obviously I have to keep this road open. All right. Now there's a couple of side roads and stuff like that. But you really want to stick to the main one. And one thing I've learned is, generally speaking, things will not attack you when you're in the vehicle. You also, while you can knock something out like that, you're not really hurting them. Believe me, I've backed up over those guys enough times to know that I'm not really hurting them. I'm just kind of knocking them down. It can be useful, though. You knock them down, you jump out, you hit them in the head. All right. Now, there's 2 ways you can go here. You're heading basically towards this body of water, right? So if you just stick to the road, everything is good. Actually, I kind of didn't realize that this was easier. Let's just stop for a second here. You see, there's going to be a lot of that, by the way. All right. This was one of the pods, by the way. I actually built a biomass burner here. And as you can see, the pod is right there. It required steel beams and 20 watts of power. That's the reason I did that. You also might notice, okay, I didn't want to jump in the water. Yeah, I built this because I didn't realize that this over here was actually easier. So I might have things going in two different directions? We'll see. All right, let's just get back in here. Okay, now it gets a little bit, I might have to actually try to mark a path or something like that, because it does get a little bit, which direction do I go in? I'm actually not entirely sure. I think I'm going this way. Anyway, this area is significantly more dangerous. One reason is, if you remember the charging guys, there's larger versions of them. Now, if you also remember the guys we just ran over, the ones who cast the fireballs, little fireballs, there's a much larger version of them. Is this the way I'm supposed to go? I don't even remember. Yeah, I think it is. Okay. Oh, and those are the little bug things there. Of course. Oh, there's. Okay, you know what? Here. Boom. Yeah, they can't really do anything to me since I'm in here. Oh, by the way, that doesn't apply to the spider, though. Is this the right way? I don't even know. I'm getting confused. Oh, I think I made a bad turn. All right, let's just back up. Let's back up. I think I made a bad turn. I should have realized that. See, I'm going to have to mark the trail or something like that, because it's really easy to get lost around here. And yeah, I'm not gonna grab that slug at the moment. Hi guys, how you doing? If I jumped out, they would be all over me. Okay, so I shouldn't have made this turn. Yeah, I think that's the way. Yeah. All right, I should have kept going this way. All right. Anyway, I'm heading for the beach. Oh, wait a minute. Am I heading in exactly the wrong direction? Yeah, I'm getting lost. Oh no, that's right. That's right. I just never went this way. I just don't want to destroy the nuts, right? All right, are we going? This is good. This is it. Yeah, I'm going to have to mark the path. Okay. Some more of those. Okay, that was a huge freeze right there. I mean, by huge, I think I was staring at the screen for about 15 seconds. It just froze. It does that on occasion. Okay, so welcome to a completely new area. And by the way, here is another pod that respawned. Oh, and there's one of our friends, by the way. Yeah, this guy is a big pain. You know how the other guys would throw a little fireball? You know what this guy does? He puts like a pink glowing ball up in the air that basically just shoots out all kinds of like... It's almost like napalm. You know, it's really kind of ugly. And he takes a lot of damage too. But like I said, if you're in one of these, even if I try to run him over, it won't be a problem. All right, so now we go over to here. And you can see we got some more of this. I'm going to make this a lot wider. So, all right, let's move over here. And you can see I actually put the oil 1 marker down there. All right. And we're just going to park it here for the moment. There was a lot of those little bug things around it. Anyway, this is oil, and you cannot pick it up. So you can't, like, scoop it up with your hands or anything like that. And as you can see, it's not really overly convenient, and there's nothing around it. I scanned... Well, first of all, there is other oil in the area. Hold on a minute. There's that one. There's one that way on the other side of the water. You can see it's 169 meters. There's another one that way, which is 165 meters that way. But I'm kind of hoping one's going to do the job. You know, if it doesn't, then I'll just... You know, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to probably use like the concrete to cover a lot of this area in order to build something. But like I said, there's no other elements anywhere in the vicinity. The closest thing is, I think, iron and copper are about 12 to 1,300 meters away, which means they're that way, on the other side of what we just went through. So the idea of automatically bringing anything over here is just out of the question. All right, in the meantime, though, we do need to start collecting this. So I think I'm going to go this way for the moment. See, there is a node of something. There's a lot of these, like, there's just one node. What is this anyway? Probably limestone? Limestone. All right. All right. I do have what I need to get going here. I have a plan. But we need to get going first, right? All right. First and foremost, we need, it's down here now, the oil pump. The oil pump is what's going to sit on top of this, right? All right. I think if we could get it going that way, that would probably be for the best. All right, and boom. Now, there is a hiccup with this thing. Apparently, this requires... Oh, wait a minute. Let's go in here. Wrong key. Right. 40 megawatts. This needs 40 megawatts. So if I would have to make 2 biomass burners, and the biomass burners, of course, would burn through quickly, and this is not very convenient to get back and forth to, right? So I have an alternate solution. All right. I'm planning on building 2 of the trucking stations. One of them is going to be for drop-off, and the other one's going to be for pickup. You know, it's kind of the reason I wanted to expedite getting the truck, because this thing, I think it has 24 slots for carrying. The bigger truck has 48. All right, so what I want to do is, for the moment, let's build something to catch the oil, right? All right, because I'm not going to refine it here. You know, I could make, where is it? The oil refinery. I just don't see a reason to do that. If I can just move the crude oil back to that area where I'm going to be doing the processing, that's fine. Besides, I want to keep the footprint over here as minimal as possible, right? All right, so what I'm going to do is, hold on, let's just stay here for a moment and just like make sure we do like there. It's easier to line it up if you do that. All right, I'm going to do this this is going to be the first time I made one of these. I'm going to make one of the MK2 storages. I haven't made one of these before. All right, is this lined up? Lined up, there we go. Okay, kind of expensive, but you know what? This has got a lot of storage space to it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of the MK3 conveyor belts. That shouldn't be a problem, right? Right. Now, the big question, how am I going to power all of this? Because here's the thing. This is 40. Now, each of the trucking stations are 25. So that's going to be a bit of an issue. So what I'm going to do after I grab these nuts, probably should clear a lot of this away. I'm going to need, should I have built it that way? I think so. Oh, what is that? Okay, it's one of those creatures walking around. All right, as long as he's over there, it shouldn't be a problem. All right, I am going to make a coal generator. That's what I'm going to do. Where is power? All right, let's find a nice spot for this. All right, I'm probably going to make more than one, by the way. I will probably need 2. All right. Can I make 2? At the moment, I can't make 2. All right, I'm not going to concern myself with more than 2. All right, so what I'm going to do for the moment is I'm going to put another one of these, but I'm going to put the little one because I don't need the big one. I want to catch all of the oil, but... Okay, that's going that... No, actually, wrong way. Because I'm feeding this, right? I'm feeding it. Right, and I don't really need high speed for this. So... Boom. All right. So what I've done in the meantime, I've manually brought some coal with me, which I didn't want to do that with. All right. Oh, you know what I wanted to do as well? I wanted to put down a box. Let's put down a box. Because I brought some stuff with me, and I want to... here, can you just plop that down, like right there for now? There we go. Right, because I brought a bunch of concrete with me for building purposes. So just leave that there. All right, because what it is open a workbench. Here, I brought more concrete, but I also brought a bunch of coal. All right, and in here, and then throw the coal in, and this thing will instantly come to life. And there it goes. And we have power. All right, we're going to have enough power right now for this. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so let's put down, I'm going to use one of the good poles. Where is it? Power. Okay, the MK2, because I get 6 connections off of this. Can't afford. What am I? Oh, concrete. I don't have any concrete on me. I put all of it in there. I was thinking, what could I possibly be missing? Oh, I'm missing concrete. I'm going to take it all out because I'm going to put some in there anyway, right? All right. Let's try that again. All right, and put it over here for the moment. All right, and then let's get power going here. Boom, and boom. Okay, and there goes the oil. Okay, how quickly is this thing filling up? Wow, that's going pretty quickly. Okay, that's going very, very quickly, isn't it? Here's the thing. I probably should have gone back a little bit with this. Because I need to feed 2 of them, don't I? All right, can I put a merger in here? Here, just get up here for a minute. A splitter, I should say. Let's just see if that's going to be a thing that I can do. Because I do need 2 of these at least, right? Splitter. All right, let's see. Okay, there we go. There we go. And boom. All right, maybe not now, but I'm going to need that. Because this thing is 40. Now, if we look at the pole here, right? All right, so you notice the capacity is 50, but that is 40. So it's like not a lot of wiggle room there. So what I need to do is I need to have a second one because I'm going to have 2 trucking stations. And like I said, one of them is going to be set for loading and the other one's going to be set for picking up. So what I would do is I would drive the truck in here or have it automated, right? And it would come with coal. It would go to the loading one, right? Stop at the loading one, load the coal in, and the coal would work on the plants, right? Then it would come over to the other trucking station, right? Pick up the oil and then go back. And then on the other side, it would drop off the oil right at the beginning of that area I was making, and then go off to pick up coal somewhere else, and then come all back and then do the whole thing over again. And if we have the old truck, which has 48, then it shouldn't have problems picking all this stuff up. How much is in here? Oh my goodness! Well, that's certainly going to do me for now, isn't it? All right, let me just throw some of this in here because I'm going to have to do some construction in the area. I'm thinking that I might have, like I said, I might have to cover this in concrete in order to get the trucking stations working properly. I also want to expand on this to make it wide, you know? Maybe cover a whole bunch of area here. Maybe because I might have 2 trucks passing each other. You never know. If I do have a truck, I do have to remember that I may come out here myself, and I wouldn't want to run into it, right? Of course, I'm going to have to be very careful about setting a path. Now, I don't think I can make another one of these, but I don't really need it at the moment. All right, did I put the... I didn't do that yet. All right, let's put this stuff back in here for now. All right, put this in here because I don't need to carry this with me. I certainly have enough of it back at the other place, right? I'll just hold on to that. Okay, that should do me for now. That should do. All right, and we're just going to take that. All right, so I am going to let that get me lots of oil. Lots of oil. How much? I got a lot in there. I got a lot of space. That's going to fill it up pretty well. And this is going to run for quite a while because you can see I have a bunch and it's not exactly burning quickly here, right? So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be dropping off coal here to power the 2 of them because, like I said, each of the trucking stations requires 25. So I'm going to need a coal generator just for that. Now, this is all temporary. The reason I say it's temporary is because when I can get to something in tier 6, I'll be able to make a fuel generator. I think it's called a fuel generator. So at that point, I could possibly get something that would convert the crude oil into fuel, which could basically make it self-sufficient. But it just can't be self-sufficient because I don't have the technology at the moment. All right, so let's... Yeah, I need to cover this area here. All right, that seems to be spitting out enough oil that I don't really need another location. So I want to make this nice and wide here. And we're down, and then we're going this way. So I'll have a trucking station over here that will accept delivery of the oil, and basically it'll just pour it into the process, right? I'll just have it dropping into one of those big containers again, and begin the process, right? I'm going to have to carefully map it out, and I'm going to have to start thinking three-dimensionally. Right, so that way the conveyor belts will be up above some things. I'm probably going to have to do a lot of redesigning in this initial area over here. So we'll have to see. I think what was laid out on the other side, the other site, which I think you can see. Is that the smoke over there? It might be. Anyway, oil. Believe me, that, at least from my position, is the easiest one to get to. Now, yeah, I said you could arrange something from the other site. It's just, it would be a real pain. And I think this one, since you can just easily drive back and forth right now, is probably the best thing to go with. So I'm just going to have to be carefully mark my path. I might come up with some kind of a marker to use in order to make sure that I don't veer off it like I did on the way up there. And again, I do want it automated, but I would like it so that it was automated on one path, but I could go on the other one. That way I don't interfere with it. Assuming I did do that. You know, if I drove the big truck over there, dropped off, picked up, came back, that probably does me for a long time. It's kind of like the coal on this thing down here. I'll just leave it up there now. Is that I just occasionally will drive over, automatically pick up the coal, and then drive back, and then just hit this place over here and drop the coal in it to power all of this, because the coal burns so slowly. It really does. Really slowly. Let's see. It's been a while since I did this. Oh, is that out now? Oh, okay. You know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to do a pickup. All right, hold on a second. Yeah, I must have been working on this. You know, the thing about it is, it's not an emergency because that container right there is full. If it's going in there, it's full. But I'm just very careful, very quickly do this. Even though it does it when you can automate it, it's just, there's just no reason to do it because it goes so slowly. I'm probably going to have to build some more coal plants because I do want them all on the same power grid. So I'll have to find a place to do that. Right, so that thing is just stuffed at the moment. So all I have to do is... Yep. See, it's loading on the bottom right. And it's loaded. And then we turn around. Yeah, I mean, I could automate this, but there's no reason to have it running all the time. Especially if I was to use the big truck. See, right now it's completely loaded with coal. So all I have to do is drive it back. I'm hoping the other truck moves a little faster too. So like I said, I want to drop off and pick up at the other site with the oil. Okay. It's unloading. It's still unloading. And it's done. All right, just move this over here. And if you look at it now, yeah, I mean, that's all you need, right? Anyway, oil, like I said, that is, as far as my experience goes, that's the one to go with, because while the other one over there does require a lot of work, you could make that work. The other one over here, is just terrible, giant spider. I just started screaming like a little girl when it jumped. Remember my reaction to the little spiders? This thing was, again, it was on top of my my truck. It was on top, attacking it. It was like 50% bigger than this. That's how big. He like covered it while he was attacking me, and he was damaging it too. What I ended up doing is just, scrapping it and then putting it back again, in order to repair it. And he was damaging me too while I was in it. So yeah, I mean, not going anywhere near poison and giant spiders. That's not why I did this. No. I mean, this game turned into a horror game for a while there, with the dark cavern and the spiders chittering around inside the cavern. But then when I ran into the big guy, I was like, nope, I'm done. Nope, not going to happen. Anyway, oil, gonna get it going, gonna get plastics going, gonna get computers going, and then hopefully I get a nice truck, and then I get going. So anyway, thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it, and play games, because games are fun. See ya.